The local scene was lucky to sit in on a day in the life of two local airplane pilots, Ellen Adams and Orlando Cavallo.
Hi, I'm Ellen Adams. I'm a recreational pilot. I'm based in Plymouth, Mass, although I have my home on the Cape. And I've been flying for about 10 years. I've got my instrument rating and am currently working on my commercial rating so that someday I can be a flight instructor.
Hi, my name is Orlando Cavallo. I'm 61 years old. I've been a resident of Pembroke for the last 25 years, and I've been flying for American Airlines now as a commercial pilot for the last 25 years. I was at the Coast Guard Academy, and in part of the training program they do in the summertime is take you through all the aspects of the Coast Guard operations. And we got to ride on a helicopter, and that was actually the first time I really got interested in flying airplanes for a living.
My first flight in a commercial airplane was when I was in high school. I was hired as a live-along babysitter for my neighbors. And the flight from Boston to Puerto Rico was pretty boring. But when we flew from Puerto Rico over to St. Thomas, we were on a small airplane, and that was really fun. That was amazing. It was lower, it was slower, and we had a beautiful view of the Caribbean.
But when I was in high school, the airplanes was not on the horizon for me. I really didn't know what I wanted. My father was a firefighter for 30 years, and he worked 2 jobs, raising 8 children with my mom. And I really loved the fact that he was a firefighter, and I really respected that job. And I told him I wanted to be a firefighter, but he told me, he says, no, you got to go to college and you could be anything you want. And that's because my dad was a full-blooded Italian, first generation, so those were the options I had. But, you know, when I grew up, we were on the beach a lot and swimming in the ocean, and I saw the Coast Guard boats out there, and I thought, oh, they're like firefighters, so why don't I, you know, look into that? And so I actually applied to the Coast Guard Academy and got accepted. And while I was in training there, you know, I thought I'd be driving ships, but when I got on that helicopter ride, I thought, oh wow, this is the way to go, aviation. So I graduated from the Coast Guard Academy, and they required you to work on a ship for a year. I applied for their aviation program and got accepted, and I flew C-130s for 7 years with the Coast Guard. And I really enjoyed that job. It was a great job, a rewarding job, but they brought you all around the country. My last station was Puerto Rico, and I really wanted to come back home and be close to the family. So the opportunity to become a commercial aviator was there for me. And so I was able to apply to American Airlines and got accepted with American Airlines, and have been flying with them ever since.
I had wanted to fly for as long as I could remember. And I took my first flight lesson, and my instructor said to me, like most flight instructors do, why do you want to learn to fly? And I honestly could not remember. I didn't know why I wanted to fly. So we were going along and I was taking my lessons, and one day we were doing maneuvers where we were turning in circles over Plymouth Harbor. And we were just going in these big, lazy circles over the harbor. And suddenly I remembered, when I was a little kid, we would play in my parents' backyard. It was a big field, and planes from the local airport would come over and see us and fly in these big lazy circles over the field. And then after they finished flying around, they would waggle their wings and fly away, and we would all jump up and down and wave to them. And at that moment, flying over Plymouth Harbor, it came back as if I was 3 years old again. It was just awesome. And I said, I know why I wanted to learn how to fly. I was so excited to remember why I wanted to learn how to fly. And it's even better when you learn to bring that full circle, to have that somewhere buried inside that you want to fly, and then realizing why you want to fly, and then actually learning to fly and having control of an airplane is just an amazing feeling.
If somebody's interested in learning how to fly airplanes, whether it's recreational, commercially, for the military, I would say that you kind of have to be dedicated for it. It's not something that you want to do a couple times and then, come back to it. If you want to do it, I would immerse yourself in it.
One of the things that can be daunting is to think that you can't do this, and there is no way that you could ever be a pilot. But the first step is often as simple as calling up the local flight school and saying, I would like an introduction to flight. It's not that expensive. It gets you in an airplane. It gets you familiar with the environment. It introduces you to the people that you're going to be working with during your licensing process. And from there on, it's a sort of a self-guided adventure.
It's a lot of fun to be up there and you have control of an airplane. I have 170,000 pounds of metal that I defy gravity with every time I go up in the air.
The feeling of independence and power that flying gives you. You have this amazing machine that can fly, and you get to make it do what you want it to do. And that is an awesome feeling. It's a feeling of liberation and power and just independence that you can't really get with anything else. So that feeling that you get when you get your driver's license and you get to go to the movies by yourself for the first time, quadruple that. Because you get in that airplane and you have power that you never knew you could possibly wield. It's an amazing feeling.
Join us on February 24th at Soundcheck Studios Open Mic Night in Pembroke, when PAC TV will pop up to shine a light on you. Soundcheck is hosting a free open mic from 7 to 11 p.m., full backline included. Just bring your instrument. Local scenesters will be there from 7 to 9 with mic and camera. Stop by to tell your story, be part of an upcoming promo, or just to say hello. For more information on the open mic, visit the studio's website. To learn more about Pop-Up PAC TV, visit pactv.org. Each month, the Pembroke Council on Aging provides over 650 rides to residents of Pembroke, made possible by multiple volunteer drivers. Transportation is offered Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and is free to residents of Pembroke that are 60 or above and any resident with a disability. Rides include medical appointments, special programs and events, weekly grocery shopping, and so much more. The shopping schedule and special outings are listed on the COA's monthly calendar of events. Please call Transportation Coordinator Christine White at the number below to make your reservation or learn more about this fantastic program.